When we approach ancient biblical texts, we usually look for literary meaning or historical context. Today, we are treating these documents as a dataset, running a system diagnostic to see if the text contains a verifiable hardware signature. This process relies on a specific property of the original source languages. In Biblical Hebrew and Greek, there are no separate numerical digits. Every letter is a value. A character doesn't just represent a sound, it represents a specific, unalterable number. This creates a deterministic environment where the text and the math are one and the same. We call this the Logos Invariant, a mathematical checksum that connects the Old and New Testaments at a structural level. To see how this works, we don't need theological training. We only need basic arithmetic to test the text for geometric constraints. We begin with the input layer, the 7 Hebrew words that open the book of Genesis. This interface tracks the numerical value of each word. The sum of these 7 words, 913, 203, 86, 401, 395, 407, and 296, is exactly 2701. A triangular number forms a perfect equilateral triangle. 2701 is the 73rd triangular number. This means the opening sentence of the Hebrew Bible functions as a geometric foundation, with a base dimension of exactly 73 units. The next step is to introduce the New Testament layer. We look at the Greek text of John 1:1, "In the beginning was the Word." Following the same calculation method, the isopsephy value for this entire Greek verse totals 3,627. Watch what happens when we combine these two values. The Hebrew triangle of 2701 and the Greek value of 3,627 add up to exactly 6,328. This combined sum forms a new, larger equilateral triangle. This structure is highly sensitive to change. If you alter a single letter in either the Hebrew or Greek verses, the total shifts, and the geometric symmetry of the 6,328 triangle disappears. Every triangular number has a specific index, the number of units at its base. For our combined triangle of 6,328, that index is 112. Now we look at the primary name for the Creator used in the Hebrew text, YHWH ELOHIM. When we calculate the values for this name, YHWH equals 26 and Elohim equals 86. The sum is exactly 112. The base dimension of the combined scripture triangle matches the numerical value of the name cited within the text. The math creates a closed loop. It is common to see any mention of numbers and scripture and immediately dismiss it as subjective mysticism. However, this reaction often confuses two very different disciplines. Numerology is generally defined as an interpretive practice, using numbers to guess hidden meanings or predict the future. It relies on the intuition of the person doing the reading. The Logos Invariant operates on a different principle, verification. It functions like a SHA-256 hash, a deterministic checksum that verifies the integrity of the data. Using the math isn't about divination. It is about checking the architectural blueprint. If these geometric patterns are embedded in the text, then they exist regardless of a reader's personal opinion. The calculation is straightforward. 2701, 3627, 6328, and a base of 112. These values align across 2 languages and thousands of years of manuscript history. When a geometric signature this precise holds across separate texts, it suggests the presence of a structured, intentional engineering layer beneath the words. You don't have to take anyone's word for it. You can track the letter values, perform the addition, and test the geometric constraints. Truth possesses an inherent density. When the noise of interpretation is stripped away, the geometry remains. We are looking at a mathematically